Afternoon. Pastor Jed here. And, I really appreciate the way God just created me. And for those that know me well, you know that I'm the kind of guy that when I'm looking at a glass, I always see it half full. I am an optimist by nature. And I love my wife. She says that she is an optimist with life experience. That's what she says. But when it comes to life, there's different ways to approach it. There's different ways to look at life. And over the last several months, a lot of people look at what's going around us with what's in the news and the culture and all of those things. They look at things differently. And, a lot of times we spend a lot of time looking to try to figure out, is the glass half full or is the glass half empty? And a lot of time is spent focusing on the glass. What I've found is when life throws struggles, difficulties, when storms come, all of a sudden that glass begins to do this, and it shakes and it splashes and it sloshes, and then you ask, is it half full, is it half empty? And you're looking at the glass and it gets hard to really tell. I want to read for you a psalm. I love this psalm, and I'm sure many of you have gone to it. It's Psalm 23. The psalmist says, this is of God, the great shepherd. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. It's interesting. Here's David. In a difficult time, he's writing this, and the cup is definitely stirred. The water is sloshing. In fact, the enemies are surrounding, and yet he says, my cup overflows. How can David say that in light of being surrounded by troublesome times? The psalm says, as he walks through the valley of the shadow of death, those are difficult times. See, I believe this. David had learned not to look at the glass, not to look at the cup, and trying to determine, is it half full or is it half empty? In fact, I don't think David was looking at the cup at all. He had learned the secret of where to look. In fact, Paul in 2 Corinthians chapter 4, I'm about to spill more water out of this cup. In fact, that's what happens, doesn't it? Sometimes it becomes very obvious that cup is getting empty. And some of you may be feeling pretty empty right now. I want to encourage you on something that Paul wrote. He says, therefore, we do not lose heart. Though outwardly we are wasting away, yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day. For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. So, here it is. So we fix our eyes not on what is seen. We don't look at the glass, but on what is unseen. For what is unseen is what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. See, I believe that David learned to take his eyes off of the glass, and he learned to look to the one who filled his cup. So much so that when he began to look at God, he saw one that not only filled it, it overflowed abundantly. And he wasn't looking at the cup, he was looking at the one who fills his cup. Ephesians says that it is God who lavishes his grace on us. 1 John says that the love of God is lavished on us. That concept of lavished is taking this cup and pouring the oceans into it. It flows over and over and over. And David had learned to look at the one who fills his cup rather than the cup. Let me encourage you today. Regardless of the storms that life throws at you, learn to not look at the glass, the things which are temporary, but look to the one who is eternal. God bless and have a great day.